Happy Friday, y'all. What is up? What are we getting into? It's the weekend, the very beginning of the weekend, the best time of the weekend, the start of it all. And here we are, off of work, free to do whatever I want for the weekend, have some plans for tomorrow, but for the rest of today, I do have some plans. I'm going to make a few videos, have a couple of drinks, make some dinner. I don't know what else. But I do know that I just got this. Marty McFly. Think we can get this bad boy up to 88? Dude, tell me this isn't stupid. Whoops. The Cold Steel Magnum Folding Kukri. What's up, Marco? Happy weekend. Any plans? Festive occasion? Exciting stuff going on? I have several boxes to unbox. I have several knives that I need to make some videos and reviews on. It's going to be a good weekend. This is one of them. I did do a quick opening of this on my live last night. We just hit 8K, so we're celebrating a little 8,000 subscribers on the channel. Did a Blade HQ unboxing, and this was one of them. Tell me this isn't just silliness. The other one I got was a new petrified fish. It's this one right here. I haven't even had a chance to make videos or anything with them, although I carried the kukri today in my pockets, which was ridiculous. Thank you for subscribing, DMM. Shout out to Ken Fixed. Ken was just here. He dropped off a couple knives for me to do a review. I got the knife that he provided for the giveaway last night. It's still boxed up, so I'm going to set up and do a little unboxing of that one there. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? Liking my new little petrified fish. These are not expensive. If you've never gotten something from Petrified Fish before, these blue ones right here. Got a nice... Yes, I do like to play with knives, Kyle. I like to collect knives. I like to use knives, like at work. I end up having to cut maybe 5 to 10 things every day at work, whether it's cardboard or a box or like tape, or a lot of things we get are wrapped in like a shrink wrap. Then we just, boom, cut the shrink wrap off. So I'm cutting stuff regularly at work. I am also an artist who likes creating. I do laser marks, so I did like this laser mark on this bad boy right here. Little CRKT delineation. Nice slicey hollow grind on there, but put that Sagaya Wi-Fi pattern on both sides. Gave this one away last night, so it's got to get packed up and shipped out pretty soon. But yeah, knife lover. How many do I have? Oh, don't have that answer. About 300. I'm not sure what to think of that, Puya. I mean, thanks, I guess. We'll see. We'll see where it takes us. We'll see where it takes us. That's kind of where I was thinking it would take us. Kathleen, what are you getting into this weekend? Getting out on the water? But yeah, Kyle, I would say my number's probably around 300. I don't know for sure. But it's about 300. I need to do a count. I'm doing an inventory. I'm going to do a video on it. It's not like I'm taking it as disrespect, bud, but I mean, the reality is I'm sitting here hanging out. We're talking about knives and stuff. I mean, you could have said you kind of look like Jesus. and that would have been something. But then you kind of took it to another level, which is kind of weird. And so that's kind of why they deleted your comment. Because it just looked disrespectful. I mean, there's no real, I can't think of a non-disrespectful way for you to say that. I don't know. I mean, I get the Jesus thing. My volume seems low. How do I fix that? I mean, can I adjust my... That turns it off. I've never had volume issues before, which is interesting. I've been trying, Grizzle Bear came up with something that he was able to be able to get his camera reversed. We've been struggling with that. I want things to be readable. I want to be able to hold this up and you can go, oh, that's CRKT, but it's backwards. And I'd love to be able to switch that. And I can switch it on my phone. If I make a video or I make a picture or anything on my phone, I can switch it. But when I'm in a vertical live, YouTube doesn't give you the option to swap it back. Why do I hate knives? I don't hate knives, Tim. I actually really quite enjoy them. I have a lot of them. I have tiny knives. I have large knives. And everything in between. Yeah, is it low for anybody else? Does anybody else have any odd volume control? I've noticed that once in a while I'll get a video or something that it's one of them you need to turn up louder, another one you need to turn down. I feel like the lives, I don't really have any control over that. Roman's short sword, it's actually a kitchen knife. This is a Dow Strong Gladiator series kitchen knife. But if you are in your, I mean, if you look at the handle, you can see it's not really like an old medieval style handle. That's definitely a kitchen handle. So this bad boy is used like if you are processing big racks of ribs or something to that effect. It's a good cutter. Have I used it? Nope. Do I want to test it so I can give it back to my buddy? I do. I do not have access to the browsers or anything right now, unfortunately. When I do a horizontal live, I'm sitting on my computer. We have multi-screens. We can do all types of stuff. But when I do a vertical live, I basically just bring it up on my phone here, and I'm kind of limited to being able to look things up. Unfortunately, I apologize. If you do figure out what the name is, though, you can let me know, and I can look it up. So then the next time I go live, it'll be something we can talk about. I generally take a lot of notes. I get a lot of suggestions from stuff from people. I'm always looking for more ideas and stuff to check out. So I appreciate that. Do I have a knife with some LED lighting? No, but we have discussed that. And we thought that would be an interesting idea. And you could use like a knife like this where you've got your Flytanium Arcade and it has this Ultim section right here that I don't know if you can really see. Let me get a flashlight, which is a light. But because that Ultim is a see-through spot, see how you can see through there? So like if I put a light in there, you could do that. You know, which would be cool. What's up, my man? North Valley. Neil. The big winner last night makes the donation, then pulls the win right after it. Pretty sweet. Do I happen to have a kukri that folds in on itself? I learned something today. I was carrying this today, and I noticed you can get in there and you can flick it out, sure. You know, and it does have this front flipper that works as well. But it's also a shake weight. I can just hold it like this and give it a swing. And the blade is so heavy, it just pops out. I love this thing though. I mean, if you watch the channel at all, You know I like them all, but this is just ridiculous. Is it a user? No. Did I carry it today and it just took up my entire pocket? Yes. Does it make me smile? Yes. You can get tritium inserts for some knives. Kathleen's right there. Those, they're not, it's not a light, but it does glow and have a very high reflective quality. There's so much weight in the blade. Exactly. I mean, I can literally just do that and it just shakes right out. I mean, I have other knives that I've been able to do that with before, but the reverse shakeout, boom. It's hilarious. Do I sell? Do I have a website or anything? I do not. I do sell some knives. I don't have a website. I have my YouTube channel and I have an Instagram. You can go check me out on Instagram. You can message me there. I do sell some stuff. Generally, I get knives for my collection. Like this is my most recent ridiculous grab find. So that's not really for sale. Most of my knives in my collection aren't really for sale, but I do customizations. So I'll buy a knife like this little CRKT delineation. I do laser marking. And so I did that Sagaya Wi-Fi pattern laser mark on there. And then if someone was interested in buying this custom that I did, then it is for sale. Although this one is not for sale because I did a giveaway last night and gave it away. So that is the case though. I do customs. Like I did this Towser K shipwreck style, so that's a piece of copper, and I did the patina on there to give it that blue and gold and green and black patina. And so like if I do a shipwreck and someone's interested in that, then I would potentially sell them that. Did you see the Towser K is officially it's like discontinued? It looks like I'm gonna have to buy another one. I got the mini Towser K with the frag titanium and the 154 CM, and I have two Towser Ks right here. Whoa, my thumb broke, I guess. The micarta and the Richlight. I love the Towser K. It's an awesome knife. If it's getting discontinued, I'm probably gonna have to buy another one. I know that the what's up, Justin? I know that the copper one, I think the copper one is like 80 bucks, but it's on sale right now for 50. So ultimately, if it's going out, I might have to just pick up another copper one or two because it is probably one of my favorite knives. Hit that like button. Geesh, says Ground Fog. Thank you, my man. Thank you. How are you doing today? What's up, Leela? Or is it Lila? Zigzag. This is a knife channel. Oh, yeah, it is. I got a couple of those too, Zigzag, but I celebrate the knives on this channel, you know what I'm saying? I also do plants and fish and a lot of other things, but this channel's my knife channel, my blade channel, my addiction to weird things that have a sharp edge to them. What is my favorite Spyderco? It's tough to have a favorite when you don't really, I don't own any Spyderco. Well, I own one, but it's barely a Spyderco. I don't know. Because I don't have any, I don't own any, it's hard for me to pick a favorite. I mean, I got this little kit Dolica that is actually all plastic, not sharp, because I didn't have a Spyderco, and I was like, oh, I got to get something, so I picked up this. I'll probably pick up a Mannix or a Para 3, or I don't know. We'll see. What's your favorite one? Send me the Addy for Jeff when you can. Do I have his address, though? I think that's why I got confused yesterday. I missed some things in chat. Sometimes you miss a couple messages in chat. It gets confusing. But yeah, I don't know, because he won, right? And then he donated his to somebody else, or did someone else win and they donated it to Jeff? I don't remember right now. I need to gain some addresses though, and if we'll figure it out, Justin. I remember one day, a girl I was dating asked me for something, and when she opened my glove box, a whole bunch of knives came falling out, 10 to 20. Beautiful. She said, "How many knives do you have?" I said, "I don't know. How many are in there?" "I have at least that many." What is the HRC on this Dolica? Oof, oof, oof. Solid lockout. It does have the, feels like 60 to 62. What is our fascination with bladed objects? Well, they're cool. They look neat. They're functional. I use a knife at least a half a dozen or a dozen more times every single day at work. I always have to cut something open. So you can get yourself a silly little razor blade and use that and not feel anything about it and just throw it aside. Or you can have something nice in your pocket and you can pull that out, make that cut, feel good about it, maybe fidget it around a little bit, and then put her away. And it just brings a smile to my face. You get a nice slip joint like this with some titanium M390. Look at that hollow grind right there. Oof, just slicey and gorgeous. Timothy Johnson, cut something? Cut your hair? This stuff? Never. Never. I don't have any paper either. For Christ's sakes. Usually I at least have something I can cut. It's definitely not going to be my hair, though. I'm farming it. I'm farming it out. What's going on, Hooker? Whoa. Curve cuts? You know, if you can make a nice curve cut, it's got an edge to it. We need to ice fish is 100% truth facts. I'd say we go tomorrow, but it took you that long to get home, Ken? Good Lord. Traffic must have sucked. Usually traffic sucks going north, not south. Tim, we're going to NAMS tomorrow to play some Hansonite Underground Putting League if you're interested. Tommy went last 2 weeks ago. This is going to be basically the last one. Any hatchets? Shoot. I have a couple hatchets, but not really any of them are right here other than this one. But this has got to be the nicest one. Just in time says smack that thumbs up button. Yeah, there's 51 in here, 18 thumbs up. Having a good time, gonna have a good weekend. Pop me one. Edwards. Yeah, the folding hatchet. Dude, this thing is sick. Is it functional? I mean, I guess. Would I take it camping and use it? Sure. For its intended use? Probably not. What is my best Bowie? I only have one Bowie. I would love to get more. I just started getting into them. I would love to get more. Baton with that thing. I've got this one. Full crown stag handle in brass. It's a Rough Rider, so it's not too expensive, but it does look nice. That's the one thing it's got, is it's got a real nice looking handle, and it looks really clean. It's a 440 or whatever, so is it the best blade steel in the world? No. Was it expensive? No. Does it look rad? Does it feel good? It makes me want more, though. It definitely makes me want to get more Bowie knives. I got my Rambo. So yeah, Hooker, I don't think I'm going to be ice fishing tomorrow because we're going to be doing the disc golf league. Or the underground disc golf league. What is my best fixed blade? I mean, I got this this K-bar on loan from Ken Fix. Just brought this over for me to test out, but that's not mine. That's Kenny's. I would say probably one of my best would be the new fixed blade Militov from Kaiser. This is a S35 VN full tang. Nice looking. I love these extra jumps right here for you getting out like that. This is a full sizer. I've carried this a few times. I got that ulti clip on there. Nice thin slim ulti clip. You can drop this in that pocket like this. Slap that down, and then look at how smooth that is. It doesn't really take up much space. It's subtle. It doesn't stick out, and boom. S35 VM takes a little bit more to sharpen, but it holds the edge a little bit better. I need an Aries fixie. I do, Kathleen, and I need to save up. They're expensive, and it's not that they're not worth it, but the one I was looking at, the one I was looking at was like $300, and I'm not trying to undercut. He's a quality craftsman. He makes some really great stuff. I will be honored to own one at some point, but what I'm looking at is about $300, and you know, $300. I got to kind of save up a little more for that. But I do need an Aries fixie, no doubt about it. I know he makes one. That one that he makes is kind of like, similar shape to this. I do like the way that looks. But some of those smaller cleaver ones that he has are pretty cool too. Do I have any pointy blades, not sharpened sides? So only pointy on the end? Is that what you're saying? This kind of counts. You're like, oh, that's a pen. This is Italian. Something like that. That is pointy and not sharp on the sides. That is a round piece. And you go like this and spring it back in. Closed up at B. When you want to open it, boom. There it is. Auto out the front. And that's only for poking. Oh, shows us an ice pick. It's kind of an ice pick. Daggers. Boom. Old school. I beat the crap out of this when I was a kid. Got it all rusty. But we cleaned it up on Alive. It's still got some pits. The tip's kind of bunt, but that is menacing. Yeah, Mike, that thing is, it's a menace. I have a few menacing looking knives, not many. This one here, ooh. This is a Boker reality-based blade. That is menacing. That is just gnarly. This point is like just silliness. Silliness. Generally not my style. I'm more into knives that I just can carry, be fidgety, like this, where you can just open and close it, flip it out, have some fun with it. It's in your pocket, you just take it out, you can make some cuts, do your thing, close it up, open it and close it 2 or 3 more times just because it's fun. What's going on, Rick? Rick of Rick's Knives. What are you up to today? Boom. The Gavial. It's a fish-eating crocodile. Big and slicey. Am I the only one who watches movies and TV shows, sees a knife, and immediately knows or looks up what kind of knife it is? You are in the right place, Ryan. I do the same thing, and a lot of these folks do too. We love it. It seems that knife people tend to do very similar things, and we're doing that all the time. I want to collect some more knives from movies and stuff. One of my favorite movie knives, most people will say it's from Scream, and I wouldn't say they're wrong, but Friday the 13th came out before Scream, so technically I would say it's more in the mask. If you remember, let me grab it. The Friday the 13th Part 4, the cover of the movie was like that. And then, what is it, Part 5, it's like that. But yeah, this is the Buck 119. Super thick handle. Great movie knife. I got a faux kind of Rambo knife. Got your Rambo. That kind of covers a base. Of course, Jason also has the big old machete. Not a lot of people say much about John Wick knives, but that one John Wick, that knife is pretty sweet. That's not a knife. That's a knife. You know, I'm sure something like this is in some silly zombie apocalypse movie. Scream is the buck 120. Yeah, but it's where everyone, as soon as they see that knife, they're like, oh, it's from Scream, not Friday the 13th. And then we have to kind of have that discussion. They're similar. My insanity goes beyond spotting knives in movies. I see a clip in a pocket. All you do is walk by and you see someone's got a clip and you're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. What's going on right there? No doubt. In the UK, we are extremely limited on knives that are available. I know, it sucks. It's a bummer. What's up, Nick Martino? Forest Greek, how you doing? Dan, what kind of Spydercos do I want to check out? Pretty much any of them, bud. I've handled quite a few. I haven't really done a review on too many of them. I know what I have reviewed is like the Yo Jumbo, and then what was the one that I customized for MPG? I can't remember what that one is. But those two I've done reviews on, but pretty much any other ones I would gladly review. Do I have a Leatherman Signal? No. I do have a Leatherman, I can't remember the name of that one, but I was looking for it the other day and I couldn't find it. Pair of threes are cool. Party time again! What's up, Snail Trail Dude? Dale. Snail Trail Dale. It's just fun to say. Snail Trail Dale. Why do knife salesmen always look friendly and approachable? Probably because they have what you want. They have what you want. The Mission Impossible knife. What's up, Stuart? What Mission Impossible movie? I guess I haven't seen the most recent one or two. I'm kind of behind on those. The one I did for MPG, hers was a pair of three. Thank you, Nick. The Yo Jumbo, I have a Yo Jumbo that I'm doing for Lanyard Man, and I have a Yo Jumbo. Well, I don't have the Yo Jumbo. I did the Yo Jumbo already. And then I guess I did a pair of three. So any of them that aren't those, Spidey camoed in any film or show. Oh, cameoed. Has the Spyderco cameoed in any film or show, says Lucas. I don't know for sure. I bet you some of the Spyderco guys or gals might. I know that when people get into Spyderco, they tend to like it, and they tend to start building their collection. There was a Spyderco in Cliffhanger, says Clint. Couple Spyderco sleaze buoys for sale. How much are those, though? Like 400? 500? Neil with the $2 donation. Thanks, bud. I appreciate it. We'll go ahead and heart. Oh, I can like too. I can heart and like. I will. I used to have a Camillus knife all blacked out, and you slide the pivot on a track to open the blade. Oh, like so you go boom. I think I've seen something similar to that from what I'm picturing in my head. Yeah, the old school Rambo knife from First Blood, because he unscrewed it and you get the needle and the thread and everything out of there. I mean, there's so many of them. There's different styles. Neither of these are exactly correct, but they're both cool. Neither of these can be screwed apart and opened up, but we've got just a Flissa Beast, and then this is a K-Bar on loan from our man Ken Fixed. Stopped by today, dropped off a few knives to review. I'm excited to get on them. My thoughts on Chinese brands, Wee, Kubi, Civivi, etc. I like them. There could be Chinese brands that aren't good, but there are some that are great. And they're run by people that are just hardworking people that are trying to make a good product and get it out there. And they don't necessarily fall in line with all of the politics that may or may not go along with said country, but they are making a good product. And China is putting out some good products. Kaiser, all the way across the back here, tons of Kaiser. These are all my CJRBs right here. These are all Civivis back there. We have Kubi and Concept. So we're talking a solid 2 full rows of just those 4 companies, all out of China, and I love them all. They're great knives. My whole thing is I get a knife. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try one out. I pick up a Kubi, I open it up, I enjoy the way it feels, I enjoy the way it cuts, I enjoy the action on it, and I'm like, you know what? That's pretty fun. I'm going to check out another one from Kubi. And then my life goes on. And when you start realizing, oh, I got 10 Kubis, I got 20 some Civivis, I got 30 plus Kaisers, then you know, like, okay, China's putting out some good stuff because I like it. I like it. My, every once in a while you got to go in and tighten up a pivot that drops a little. The big blue and gold green knives on the table. Oh, those 2 things. Just in time, wanting to see some of my gas station stuff. This one I got from our extra special dude, Fuchsdusel. He sent me this thing. These are gas station approved, assisted opening. He bought 20 of these. 20. New Kaiser coming out. The Ursa Major, badass fixed blade. Kaiser's been making some sweet fixed blades lately. I need to get a few more. I have several that I want. Several. Okay, so this one is the Unknown Blue Dragon from Fuchsdusel. Just a silly, non-daily carry knife. My collection consists of many different things, and I love silly novelty gas station knives that have labs and pheasants and trees on them and are gold and silly. Of course, they all are assisted opening. I don't know why the novelty gas station knives are all assisted, but here we are. Needs a speed hole mod. A lot of them do. A lot of them do. I'd put speed holes on, or flicking holes on everything I have. I have an Amazon list of novelty knives, no doubt. My oldest knife, currently charging all my Olites. How many outlets are you using? The gold one is fun, huh? Amazon special. My oldest knife is probably this one. I got it in Boy Scouts when I was a kid. So it's your standard issue Boy Scout knife. You got your can opener, your bottle opener, your flathead screwdriver knife. There's an owl in there. But yeah, I got that one when I was in grade school. So that one's definitely old. But, okay, there's a 2-parter to that question. What is your oldest knife? So that's the one I've had the longest in my personal possession since I was a kid. I won this one as a kid at a 4th of July fair, popping balloons with a dart. This is a Pakistan special, but it is walnut and brass and then an old pitted up blade, but I've had that one since I was a kid as well. So those are my 2 oldest knives that I've owned since they were brand new. I purchased this Buck 110 off of eBay. I was searching for some older knives, and this is a Buck 110 2.USA. You can look up those stamps and it'll tell you what year they were made. This one was made between 1974 and 1979. So this is a 50-year-old knife. So technically, this is the oldest knife in my collection. But look at that blade. Pristine, no scratches, never been sharpened, no broken tip. That's the craziest 50-year-old knife ever. Generally, if you're going to get a 50-year-old knife, this would look good as a 50-year-old knife. And see all the scratches on there. The tip is missing just a little bit. been sharpened and not necessarily sharpened at the right angle a few times, that's what an older knife is going to look at, or it's going to look even worse. That one's also a 2.50 years ago, but once you start looking for a specific one, you find a couple. I got the one that was so mint, I didn't want to cut anything with it, so I bought the other one so I could beat it up a little bit more. Yeah, they still make that buck 110 the same way, same looking style. You can go buy one right now for 65, 70 bucks at many places. The slide switchblade? You mean like this? This is a Boker USB. It drops right in your hand like that. But it also is a fast opener. That one's nice. It's fun. I have it out the side. I'm not big on autos, but I got a few. I found the 3 models I like the most. That's actually a knife on my grail list. A buck 110 auto and brass and green micarta. Yeah, that would be sweet. What do those go for? We've been talking about it. They have a S35 VN and micarta handled buck 119. It's like 200 bucks, but man, S35 VN and micarta, it's like I'm in love. I'm in love. I just love watching the switchblade satisfying you slide out. They're illegal in my state. Here, give you a quick jam. Bam, 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 bam. How'd you hear that ting? Ting. That is fun stuff. Where's my other one? This one goes out the side, but I've got an Italian stiletto that looks like it's huge right there, but it's actually tiny. If I can even hold it without it getting in the way. Watch this. Inox, Italy. You can get these on Blade HQ. Oh, see there, I caught my thumb. I have a hard time holding it because it's so wide. It's wider than it is thin. Wait. Sure. Boom. God, I caught it again. Why are we doing this today? All right. Hold still. Out the side. Hand out of the way. That was my spring going bad. That sucks. Let's work. Let's get this to work. Righty style. Pow. Now it's not opening all the way. What have I done? I need to fix my spring. I got to get it to open. Lynn Thompson's laughing somewhere. Pow. There we go. It opened all the way. It's so small I can barely hold on. Need some oil. Let's put some oil up in there. What's up, Addicted to Knives? Do you have any African style blades? I don't know. What would consist of an African style blade? The Deadlock from John Wick is sweet OTF. No blade play. Definitely out of my price range as well. Gaming T. Favorite Spyderco. I don't really have one. I would actually say it's probably the Yo Jumbo. The thing is a beast. Absolute huge. If they made a lefty Yo Jumbo, I'd probably buy one. And it would be 300 bucks or more. What is that full stainless axis lock knife on the table? It's going to have to be that one, huh? Well, it's not stainless, but axis, there's only 2 axis locks on the table, or this one. Which one do you refer to? So it would, the full ones, they're both titanium though. These 2 right here. This is a Hogue Deca. We have MagnaCut and titanium on there. This one's on loan. And then I have the Kaiser Mini Towser K. This one is 154 cm and frag titanium. This is my current favorite knife. I want the Yojumbo 15V. Do I have a butterfly knife? Cheers from the Philippines. I have a butterfly trainer. Right there. This is a Squid Industries Mako V5. I kind of suck, but no, T. Miller, I definitely don't. I got fish. Anybody into the Balisong butterfly knives? I am. I want to start practicing. I want to learn some more tricks, but time. I've got a good one now. This Squid Industries is a solid trainer. It's not sharp. There are weights down on the bottom, so if you do need to make adjustments, you can. Ooh. Wait, it's this way. I'm only into trainers because I want to keep my fingers. Yeah, me too. I mean, that one right there. There it is. I'd hate to lose one. I like Balisongs. Balisong? Sure. I have an OG Cold Steel Archangel S35E. Two good volleys under 200. The Luca from Kershaw and the Alchemist from Schrade. They're both under. Are they close to 200 or what's the price on those? I check them out. I have not heard of. I know the Kershaw's got a couple nice OTF, but yeah, I'd have to check out those Bally's. Do I sell any knives? I sell when I do some customs. So if you watch the channel, I do a lot of customization. I just finished this laser mark right here. Really nice white laser mark Sagaya pattern on a red aluminum handle. This is a Civivi Cubit. This is a custom for one of my wonderful subscribers. They sent the knife to me. I did a custom and I'm going to send it back. I also do customs, and then if I do one on the channel, like I had to retest that pattern on something else. And so I'll do a custom, and then those are available for sale. Generally, I get knives from my collection, like this new one here. This Cold Steel Kukri folder, which is absolutely ridiculous. But it's not for sale because it's just part of my collection. But when I do a custom, like a die job, like I did this fade die here on this Concept Mini Helix. This was jade. I made a nice yellow to red fade on there. So like I do something like that, and then if someone's interested in buying that, I will sell it to them. Can I send you my CRKT EDC? You want to do a custom? We can do that. Can I texture a ProTech? I don't know about that. It depends. What material is it? You know, if you got like a smooth titanium handle, I probably can't. You need to get a Riot XOK. It's the Gravity Karambits. Oh, the Gravity Karambit. I had a few Riot Exos that I was testing out that I'm now sending back, so I can't show those anymore. But they do have that Gravity Karambit. I've seen that. AR does milling, so if you want to get something milled out, you can send it to AR Custom. I can laser mark. I can anodize titanium. I can dye G10 and micarta and things like that. I do shipwrecks on like copper and brass. But I do have a little drill mill that I'm getting kind of running, and I do have a little CNC machine that I'm going to start working on, and then I'm going to be able to start making some scales. But I'll mostly be doing like micarta and G10 and stuff like that. It says I could do aluminum, but I'm going to test it for a while. And then if I really like it, I'm going to invest in like a water-cooled CNC that would cost significantly more if I really want to get into it more. It's a CRKT M16. These are both M16s. These are old M16s. This one's probably 2004, 2005. It does have a dual, you know, the wave. If you can go like this and wave it out when you take it out of your pocket. And then this one's my daily carry, like in mid 2000s. The old school M16. This thing's gotten beat on quite a bit, but it held up pretty well. I use this one quite a bit. But yeah, they're both old. But they've been making the M16 for years. What is wrong with me here? Really? Lock bar was kind of stuck out. Like that, but newer. It has the holes. They've got a lot of versions. They got some bigger versions, a couple smaller. There's quite a few different versions of that M16. It's a good knife. I got mine from the Snap-on truck. It came with the truck. ZT and Kershaw were killing it between 2014 and 2020. Rick Scott still has an old M16 in his tackle box. I swear I had one more somewhere and it disappeared. I might have been a loan to somebody that I ended up never getting back, but yeah, it's been so long now. They basically own it. If you got the Microtech, I don't have any Microtechs, but that Troodon is sweet. I've held it. I've held a couple of those. Microtech makes some really cool stuff. You got a large one. Yeah, my buddy had the M16 that was like the double wide. It was like twice as wide as either of those. The blade was really wide and like probably a 4-inch blade. The Agent 007 coming from TCal. Kenman. Dan Kenman. Clearly I like the James Bond, so Agent 007 sounds pretty fun. I bought it on the Snap-on truck. They drive around and sell tools and have knives. That's fun. How long ago was that? M16 was my EDC for years when I was younger. Yeah, Rick, I carried that one. I actually carried the one for like a year or so, and then I got the other one, and I carried that one for probably a couple years. No doubt. Flea market guy. You don't even really see that much anymore. Like, you can't go to the fair and see someone selling knives. They don't really do that anymore. Or you don't win knives. You know, I mean, I won this knife throwing a dart at a balloon as a child. I gave the dude money. He gave me actual metal darts. I popped the balloon. He was like, what do you want? You want this one? I'm like, yep. And I actually got a blade. I'm not going to win a blade at any fair anymore. Do I like Wicked Tontos? Is that like a company like Wicked Designs or something like that? Or just do you like Wicked do you like Wicked Tontos, bro? Is that what you mean? Or is that an actual brand or something? If you know, you know. I guess I don't know. I like Tontos. I did the acid etch on this one to kind of give it a false Hamon pattern, kind of make it look a little bit cooler than it is. Little Olatans. So that's the Tonto blade. A couple other recent Tonto blades. I got my Concept Warrior. This is a full lefty. CPM 20 CV, titanium, and micarta. Full lefty version Concept Warrior. I have the basic Tonto folder. Concept BTF. This knife is awesome. S35 VN. Flicks out nice. One of my first thumb disc knives. It's kind of shying away from that. But then you get one, you open it up, and you're like, wow, that action is actually pretty sweet. So the Agent 007 is a wicked Tonto. I bought my son a knife from the same guy my mom bought me a knife from when I was younger. Yeah, that's crazy, Kane. Agent 07. So I need to look that up. I got to remember to look that up. Screenshot. We've done it. Nick says he will. No, he says, I will be getting one! Sorry. I'm sorry. Hope I didn't blow anyone's speakers up. I'm not a fan of Tonto, and I think the American Tonto is a stupid design. You go through phases. I'm not huge. Like my daily carry, it's a little bit harder to sharpen, but like sometimes they just have a cool, wicked look to them. And so you have to pick it up. This is the Tenable Anomaly. Another Tonto-y look. The Anomaly, Tenable is Concepts budget versions of stuff. They've got some nice things coming out. This one feels good. It's got good action on it. Like the way it looks. What was that about Dan being too quiet there, Kathleen? She's like, I can't hear. You just burnt my ears. What's up, Roscoe? Chicken and waffles. Let's go! Nick thinks I'll like it. I'm going to look at it. And I was screaming it. I was screaming it. I was like, dude, I will be getting one. Definitely. Definitely. Let's try and find, I feel like there was another Tonto blade that I really like that I wanted to grab, and I don't see it. This one's kind of cool. The SMK, or SR, Jesus Christ, SMK. SRM, is it I think this might be actually called that number right there. I'm not a fan when they call the blade a number. It's got a crossbar lock. You can swing it out and closed. It does have another, this is another one with a disc on it. I just thought it looked cool with that G10. That was definitely not too quiet. Sorry, Kathleen. Thank you for subscribing, Anthony S. A lot of fun on the channel, a lot of customizations. Always looking for some new cool stuff. FLN V2 also coming soon that needs and TCAL design. Cool. Yeah, I don't like model number names. And then when they write it on there, it's like, oh, that's the STX412378. Like, just give it a name. Just give it, I mean, could be worse, I guess. Traditional Tonto, the spine should go all the way down the blade, and the American Tonto, the spine flicks up near the tip. Why weaken the blade? Yeah, yeah. But it also comes down to just sometimes companies make stuff that people think, ooh, I like the way that looks. I want to get it. Even though it's absolutely ridiculous. This is just not, this doesn't, no. But I still bought it, right? I still bought it. Here it is. Glad to have it. Going to carry it? No. I'm going to set it right here, and people are going to ask if they can see it once in a while. Yes. They shortened it to FLN. I carried my SRM F311L today. Tontos are my favorite OTF blade shape. Yeah, it does kind of have a nice look when you got that popping out the front. So I can see that for sure. I'm definitely liking this one. I picked this up from Justin just a couple days ago. Damn Design Oni. It's got the hugest front flipper on there, and it bangs out with authority. I am going to be doing a dye job on this. What color should we do the handle? Let me know before I make a decision myself. I'm not going to do any acid etch or anything on there because this already has a really nice stonewash look to it right there. And I do like the satiny finish that goes with it. I'm not a big fan of the black spacer on the back, and maybe I'll try to pick up a piece of G10 that's jade or or a different piece or something and make a different spacer. Or maybe if I dye it, the black will actually look good with it. But it's kind of weird that everything's nice and satiny and then the jade and then they just put that black back spacer. I don't really like that. When they could have done something like this, like on this Migeron, where the back spacer is just the same G10 as the handle. So then now I can do the dye job, because this was white, and I dyed the whole thing red. But tell me how clean that looks with the spacer just matching off. Need more skulls on quality blades. I like skulls, right? Like if they made this Valhalla in a premium version, I would buy it. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. But I love it. I love it. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb. Looks like wood. Yeah, all those like lines on there because it's contour G10. So that contour shows you all the layers, which kind of gives it that wood grain quality. You'll buy that. Which one? This one right here? The Valhalla? This was like a Amazon special. I think this is all of like $20, $25 or something like that. It's ridiculous. It's an assisted opening, gas station quality. You know, it's got the stupidest clip. They always just spend no time on the clip. Like 0 time on the clip. But they spent all the time on the design, the whole handle, the blade, just rad. And then they put this ugly, stupid tip down clip on it. Dumb. It's a cheapo though, Mike. But yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, that's cool. If it was expensive, that's what I was saying. If they made a premium that's not $25 and poor quality. I mean, this isn't something I'm going to carry and use, but it's something for my collection that goes gorgeous right next to this stupid thing. Right? And then it's like this. You see where we're going? Are they ridiculous? Yeah. A sick Valhalla that was Damascus. Wait, what? Yeah. Dude. Or this one here. You like this gold one? Dude, it's got a lab and pheasants on it. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Please. I love them. Look at this thing. Is it a hatchet? Is it a knife? Is it a gas station opener with an assisted opening? Yes. I'm obsessed with gold. How many knives you have in total, you think, says Jack? It's about 300. It's about 300. I don't know for sure, but it's about 300. Another gas station win. This is the Speed Hole Zelda knife. Which one? This one? I didn't customize this one, so it's kind of more for my collection. If this is the one you're talking about, I can send you the link and you can pick one up. If I sold it, I just have to buy another one for mine. And I haven't done anything to it. Now, if I took this and I did a laser mark or something on there, made it look cool, put something else on there, then I definitely would sell it. Mike, message me on Instagram. I will. This is not going to be a link, but it'll at least help you get there. I need to set up a link, but it's tough when I'm on my phone. So there, I just made a message in the post. Kenman, Dan Kenman's Instagram is KDK in 4K. KDKIN 4K. Go there, friend me or whatever, send me a message. When you do that, it'll be hidden in my messages. I have to go and accept it. I'll find it, and we can talk about some stuff. But yeah, if you started a knife collection, bro, you're in the right place. I am addicted as well, and I'm always looking for a little bit of everything. I love the silly gas station knives. I mean, I have more. Here is my mermaid. You got raccoon butterflies and yellow tangs on there. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, Kathleen, thank you for adding that. Kathleen just posted the actual link, so you can just click that. It goes right to my channel. What's up, Deer Hunter? Here's another oily dragon. Ridiculous, right? And then, of course, you got to have the TAC Force bomb. I mean, why wouldn't you have a TAC Force bomb? All right, let's get into some real stuff. There you go. Max Ace Goliath, SLD Magic Sandmine blade. Absolutely gorgeous. Titanium bolster, G10. Flips out like a dream. Rick's Knives, got to run. Have a good night. Always good to see you. Look at this beast. Oof. This is another knockoff buckshot knives. This is like $25, $30 knife, but it's ripped off. It ripped off a $2,000 knife that the guy only made a few of them. They're not available anymore. So it's not really a rip-off because you're not really competing with anyone. This guy made this knife and sold a few of them for $2,000 a piece. And now I can buy a sort of similar design for like 30 bucks. It's a cheapo, but it goes with those gas station knives that I love so much. That's the bomb, right? The Kershaw trout knife. Oh no. Does it look like a fish, Brown Fog? Does it look like a fish? I have a... Where did I put that? I hate it when a knife was in my pocket and now it's not in my pocket. I've got monster in my pocket. I have the Rybica. This is my first knife from the Czech Republic. It's the cheapo as well, but it has a fish handle that has a green tint to it. 2K for metal sharpened by some drink? No thanks. I'm right there with you. I mean, if I could afford it, it looks like a trout. Just did a video on that Kershaw. I'm going to have to look that up. Whether I do or I don't, we don't really talk about that here. We talk about knives and various things that are moderately related to knives, like horror movies that have knives in it, or plants that I have that I cut with a knife. But yeah, we don't do political thoughts, alignment, religion, stuff like that. Everyone's, you know, you're free to think what you like, but we don't really talk about it here. It looks like a trout. Most recommended EDC steel, 154 cm. Not too expensive, good quality, holds an edge well, sharpens fairly easily. Boom. I mean, I could say S35V and I could say S90, but then S90, is that kind of, what some people have price ranges and stuff. You know, you could buy a D2. You could get a nice knife with a D2 and you can use that thing every day and beat it and enjoy it and it'll be fine. But you also can meet a bunch of people from a camp that will say, D2's garbage, I hate D2. And they're like, oh, it always gets rusty on me. It's like, I have D2, I live in Minnesota. This was my main for a while. The SOG Terminus. This is a D2. See that little spot on the blade? That is a corrosion spot. I used this knife a ton. I beat it up. I got it wet. I used it. I abused it. I didn't really clean it as well as I could. And this is the only visible thing. And the thing is yeah, you can see that, but the blade's still sharp. The blade still works. It still does its thing. So, but there's some other people like, oh, I have one and just sat on my shelf and it rusted. It's like, no, it didn't. Maybe it sat on your shelf in some wet, dank basement that's disgusting, but I've had that knife for multiple years. It sits on the table. I never clean it, and it's D2. Wow, we got a bunch of subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, Jeremy, Peter, WP, and 1488. Much appreciated. We have a lot of fun on here. I am a Jason loving freak, and I love knives. We're always doing new knives for the collection. We're just talking about it. We're everything in between. We've got the silly Tac Force Bomb, which is just ridiculous, next to a couple of my gorgeous gas station dragon knives. I also have a Benchmade tagged out. I'm not big on Benchmade. I think they're a little overpriced, but I do have one right there, the tagged out. It's like the Bug Out's bigger brother. I got a Microtech standard issue right here. So we have some nice knives. I got some cheap knives. I got some expensive knives. I got some budget knives. I got some premium knives. A little bit of all of it. Couple really nice Concept. This is the Concept Tuckamore. Definitely one of my favorites. Nice premium titanium with micarta inlay. My girlfriend says you're very good looking. LOL. Aw. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tell her I say I appreciate it, but you stick with Nick. Good guy right there. I've had D2 rust while sitting in a toolbox in a dry closet. See, I've seen people have said stuff like that to me. I've never oiled that knife. I've never used it. There is a ton of D2 in here. And I'm curious, is like, what are the, maybe there's something. Here's another nice premium full lefty version Concept Fenrir. Nice front flip. We have the CPM 20 CV shredded carbon fiber and titanium on a lefty version. Fun stuff. Any OTFs? Barely. Here's my OTF. This is a Boker Mini USB. So small, it just goes away. I need like something like that engraved. I can do laser engraving. That's laser engraved by me. Same pattern on a aluminum with a white laser mark. Wow. I don't have a lot of laser stuff because I do customs and then people buy them. So I don't always have many of them lying around. I know I had another couple laser marks that I wanted to show. Here's a good one. Snowflakes on the blue aluminum. And then I did the acid etch. This is my first acid etch. So those little lines were just kind of a test to see if it would work. Not a huge fan of how it turned out, but the laser mark turned out really good. Those that are just subscribing, make sure to watch a couple videos. Thank you, Kathleen. She's right. If you subscribe and just quick, if you spend any time on a video, you watch an entire short or you watch one or two videos, you hang out in here, generally it will stick. But I do appreciate that. The Fenrir is an awesome design regardless, Darkin. It's just a cool design. They actually started making some budget versions of it that are button locks. It doesn't have the front flipper on the button locks, so it doesn't have this little tab right there for doing that front flip action, which can be fun because you can get in there with your index finger and just roll it over like that. And they are button locks on those cheaper versions. I do custom anodizing on yours. Where's my ano job? I do anodizing. I do have access to titanium anodizing equipment at work. This is the Tempest Microjet. It was all silver, and I did the two-tone ano, so I anodized the handles, the blue, and then all the hardware and the spacer and the screws and the pivot in that kind of a bronze purple-y kind of color. Concept is great, Nick. The premium versions, and they got the budget friendlies. And what I love about Concept is they make lefty stuff. They make a lot of versions that are lefties. Not many companies do that, but I mean, here is the righty Concept Warrior, right? And then here's a premium lefty Concept Warrior. So it's like they take knives that they make and they have like a more of a budget-friendly version, and then they have a premium version, and they have a lefty version, and then they'll make some for tenable that would be even more budget-friendly, which is really cool. I really want a Leviathan. Yeah, that beast. I want one too. They're expensive. What are they, like $2? $250? $3? $2? I think it's $2. I really want it though. I'm gonna, if they have some at Blade Show Texas in a couple of weeks, when I'm there, I'll pick one up, and if it's in my hand and it makes me giggle immediately, which it probably will, I will more than likely pick one up. I've been kind of squirreling some money away for Texas. If you've never been to Blade Show Texas or any Blade shows, they have discounts. So like, what was it, last year I bought the Tuckamore. I think the Tuckamore is like $180 in this version right here, and I think I got it at the show for like $120. So they have deals. So you buy a $300 knife. If it's $240, it might be $180 at the show, or something like that. So I'll be there in a couple weeks, and I would assume they're going to have some. Can you anodize stainless steel? I can't. The anodizing that I do, or I have access to the equipment at work, it's all real nice high-end equipment, but it's basically specifically designed for titanium. Steel, I don't know how, or if there's, because I do have that fish that we were looking at, and this fish is steel, but it has this green tint to it, so I'm not really sure how that happened. But you can anodize aluminum, although anodizing aluminum is a completely different process than anodizing titanium. So I don't know how that works exactly, and I don't have access to the equipment to do it, but I would like to get into it. It can be done, but not easily. Can you do like a flame anode on it where you heat it? I mean, obviously, like this, for example, this is a super cheap budget steel, but how do they surface that? How do they get that? Is that like an electro plate or something? Because it can't be expensive. Definitely can't be expensive, because that's a super cheap knife. This is my smallest. It's a little brass. I'm going to be doing a shipwreck to this, but I've been collecting smaller knives. This was my smallest, was this little Italian auto. That one fell under my smallest knife for a while, and then I found this, and this is just about as small as it gets. So I'm going to do a shipwreck on that handle pretty soon. Stay tuned for that. What's up, Josh 33025? Hi. How's it going, Corbin Riddle? I've seen the process for steel. It needs corrosives and takes a lot longer. Right. And you can get reds on like aluminum, like you can get a red. Like when you're anodizing titanium, you can't get red. The little red auto keychain knife, you can get these on Blade HQ. Super wide this way, skinnier this way. Comes with the little keychain. Inox, Italian. Boom. Super fun. They're like 25 bucks. It's like Derek Zoolander's cell phone. It would have to be at least 10 times bigger. Here's another really small one that I just picked up. It's small, but look at how cool it looks. Look at all the details on this little teeny guy. I love it. I am a knife lover. I say it over and over again. Big, small, love them all. Look at this thing. It's got like a little shell in there. So you can see that shell when you go at different angles. You get that kind of like abalone kind of a... We were wondering if it is abalone. Abalone is kind of an expensive shell to use. But it made me wonder that perhaps it is because there's such tiny little pieces. Those places that make stuff out of abalone, when they're making it, they're probably breaking off chunks. And those little broken off chunks are kind of worthless because they're tiny. But then when you have something like this, all of a sudden those little chunks become valuable because you can put them in there. So maybe they get a really good deal on them. I don't know for sure. Needs a pocket clip and a lanyard. I love anything that's in a mini form. What is my largest knife? Josh says he can get red on any knife. How would you make a titanium handle red? I'm interested. I would love, red's probably one of my favorite colors. So if you could tell me a way to get titanium actually red, that would be choice. What is my largest knife? Someone said lanyard. Edwards. Spray paint. Yeah, but then it's a coat. That's the thing is like, if I have titanium, I don't want to coat, like, unless it's like a Cerakote or something where it's like it's baked in like a powder coating or something. I could see maybe that could be a way. But then you are changing the size and the shape because that coating is going to have some thickness to it. Probably acrylic with a little sliver of abalone on it, right? I mean, it might just be some cheap piece, but it does look like it's got a really nice polish to it. And because it's such a small little piece, I would believe that it could be, just because they're so thin, that could be just scraps from somewhere that are easy to get a hold of. What's up, Fred? Late Show Texas coming up soon. I'm excited. Nick Martino's got 2 fastbacks. One of the originals, one from 2004, and a much newer, both aluminum. Great utility blades. Hello from Scotland. What knife would I use for survival? The Kabar. Nice Kaiser Milita. Or you want to buy just a cheapo Smith & Wesson beater and just really crank on that thing. You could. But my largest knife, largest folding knife is the Max Ace Goliath. Right there. Max Ace Goliath is a beast. Titanium G10 and an SLD Magic Sand Mod blade with a beautiful Hamon on there. I wish I could make knives, Mike. I want to get into making knives. Not there yet. Is this a knife or is this a short sword? Because this is a beastly knife. This is a kitchen knife for cutting a huge rack of ribs or something. Machetes knives? Because if machetes are knives, this is the biggest one I have. This thing is huge. But I have swords that are longer. So is a sword a knife or is a knife a sword? Is a machete a knife? What I can tell you, though, for fixed blades, this is a Bowie knife. So this is definitely my biggest knife as far as an actual blade that would be considered to be a knife. Bowie. I want to try anodizing, but I'm scared to mess it up. Well, none for now. If you do like titanium, if you have access, or you can remove it. So like if you anodize something, if you have access to like a sandblaster, you can blast it off, or you could sand it off. I actually have a project I did. I gave one of them away. I think I still have one. Yeah. This one right here, it's in good shape, so I have it in a bag so I don't touch it up. But this is titanium. I anodized it in the purple, right? And then I took sandpaper and sanded the top. So if you look at just the top surface is higher, it's raised up. So I sanded it just with a hand, you know, sandpaper, and just sanded it off, and then anodized it again with the gold. And the way anodizing works, if you're doing titanium, it's a spectrum. So if you look at this, this is all of them. So as you go up the spectrum, you get a different color. So what you do is you take the machine, you dial it into the spectrum that I want, like purple, and then you put the part in and it ramps up to that spectrum and then stops, and then you take it out and that's the color you get. So I did the two-tone because purple is here and gold is before it. So if you do the whole thing in purple and then sand off a section and then do it again, but don't ever bring it to the purple. You just bring it to the gold. It'll stop at gold, and then everything that's purple, because you haven't gotten to that voltage yet, it won't change. And so if you did something down in green and then removed a bunch of it, you could do anything else in these other colors, the green wouldn't change. But if you keep going up that scale, once you get up to that voltage, everything will turn green again. But so you could anodize it. Let's say you try anodizing it gold and you don't like it. You just throw the whole thing back in and keep anodizing it, bring it up higher. Now you can make it blue or green without actually having to do anything. Or you can take the whole thing and just sand it all down, bring it all back to bare titanium, and then start over. You can carefully buff it backwards through the color progression too. That doesn't seem easy. I'm not really sure about that. Could you two-tone a ZT? What's it made out of? Is it titanium? I've done two tones. I've done multi-tones. I've done some like I did with MPG, where you do a removal. So you would laser mark the whole, or you anodize it all one color. And then I do a laser mark removal of a section and then anodize it again another color. Then you get hard lines, and then you could literally, like, if this was titanium and we anodized it the blue, and then I did the laser removal of the snowflakes, and we could anodize again and then make the snowflakes gold or something like that. But with green and purple. If it's titanium, we could do green and purple. Right, and so we could even pick a pattern. You know, like you could say, let's say you like this Sagaya pattern or whatever. We could anodize the whole thing green, and then I could remove that pattern, and then we anodize it again, and then make those all blue. So that is definitely achievable. Send it to me. We'll do something. What are the black blades up top? Like way up top? That's right here. We have the Rambo knife, because everybody always asks about a Rambo knife. There's many different versions of Rambo knives. This is kind of a cheapo. It doesn't have anything where you can screw it in the back. I've got my, Jason. I don't know. I like to cut with the big machete, huh? I like the machete. And I guess he's kind of Italian. I like Italian. I like what you did. Knife in the bag? What? What the word? You look like a surfer, bro, that's always in a good mood. I caught my first tube today, bro. I love it. I love it. I did my beg lighter like this. Ano, everything purple, buffed a stripe back to gold with pink edges. That sounds great. I know we have etch tanks too, and you can bring it back in the etch. And so like if you bring it to one color, I can drop it in the etch and I can bring it back without ever actually having to touch it. You just throw it in the etch for a certain amount of time, pull her back out, and you just bring her back. It was in a bag. LOL. What was in a bag? Oh! That one was in the bag. I'm like, what did I miss? I had squirrels flying everywhere. Nick, I gave one of these away. These are actually really cool. I had one I gave away that was green and gold. Still got the pink and gold. I kept one for myself. Damn it. So S35 VN and titanium on this little sucker. And I've anodized like 3 or 4 of them now. They're fun. But what's nice is because the design of it, you can ano that and then just sand off that top section and then do it in a different color. And so this one I'm keeping in the bag because I'm probably going to use it for a giveaway or something, and I don't want to touch it up. This used to be a much brighter blue. If you actually look in that crack where I can't touch in there and see how that blue is a little bit shinier, the whole thing was that color of blue. And that's kind of one of the things people don't like about anodizing titanium, because as you hold it, it kind of changes. But like this one here, I've been carrying it around. You can see it's kind of splotchy a little bit from my oils and stuff on my hand, but it's good to go. Did I give away one on the 7K? None for now. I think it was. It was either a 7 or 6K giveaway that this was one of them for sure. And it was the green and gold. You want it distressed. Like stonewash the whole thing after. Well, I also have access to sandblasting machines, equipment, and tumblers. The thing is, actually it might work better though, because the tumblers that we have really fine media. So it's not going to make like, maybe this one. You know, like when you have that acid etch that's like really chunky and you see these bigger marks and texture or whatever to it. The bead black, the stuff that we have in our tumblers is really small, really fine. So it would be something that would make more of a really even kind of a tumble. I should try that though. I think I'm going to anodize something and then, hold on. Ano, then tumble. And see how it turns out. Because that actually sounds like a fun idea. Just got in. How's everyone doing? What's up, Joey? We are great. It's Friday. We're hanging out, chatting for a little bit, talking about a couple of new knives, and just having some fun. What do you got going on this weekend? Microtech does with the Bounty Hunter. Yes. Yes, Mike. DM me on Instagram and we can talk. Absolutely. Nick, that's a great idea. I'm going to test a few pieces with that and see what kind of success I can get. And then maybe if I could probably order some other media, because we can change the media out in the machine. I just don't want to put something in there that doesn't work well with that machine. I'm going to have to talk with a man called Jim Beam this weekend. You want to try that on the QSP I sent? Try what? The acid etch, the ano and then tumble? This thing is sick. Absolutely sick. I love it. I love it. We could do something with that. I'm a little worried about the tumble part because I haven't done that yet. So I want to do some experiments with that. Yeah, it would have to be a light tumble because I feel like you don't want it to remove much. You just kind of want a nice little even, thin media. I like that worn look as well. I totally agree. I'm going to experiment with that for sure. No doubt. But yeah, Valley, we could do something. Let's hear. Can I take this apart? I can. Okay. God, I love this knife. The thing is sick. How much was this one? Yeah, I think we have ceramic beads is one of them, Nick. Yeah, it's like the one that we have, it's like it almost looks like a rock tumbler in a way. So the media all sits at the bottom and it's a cylinder and it spins around and basically the stuff just goes like this at the bottom. This was 125? 145 new? What? I guess it's a slip joint, but it's M390, right? M390 in titanium? Man, I might need to buy one of these. It's a gorgeous knife. And it's like, not that I'm going to use your knife, but oof. Huh. Hollowest of hollow grind. That is a great price. This knife is gorgeous. I know some people are against like slip joint, non-fidgety type knives, but man, that thing is gorgeous. It's absolutely amazing. You're spitballing. Well, the media that we do have, Nick, we have some media that's basically, it's like little teeny, little balls or whatever. I think they're little ceramic beads or whatever. I don't do it very much, so I'm not really versed on it, but I got a lot of guys that are really good at it, so we could talk to them and kind of figure out what the best method to test out would be. I bet you could get yourself an affiliate link from Austin at TPK and get it even cheaper. That sounds like a good idea. We're back. Sorry. I tried to take a screenshot and I ended up just shutting my phone. We're alive. We're here. Little spitballs. Hello from France. What's up, Nicholas? How's France today? I have a few M4 satin Spydercos. You think you could acid etch and stone wash them? Yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I've been enjoying the acid etching. I haven't done a ton of it yet. I only have the one in front of me. I thought I had some more. This one's got a nice even finish on there. I did the little false Simone. Let me find another. This was my first acid etch. It turned out all right, but I've gotten better since then. I guess they're all gone. The ones that I've done, I sold. Looks like I need to do some more acid etch. I've got one on deck that I'm going to be doing really. Actually, I have like 2 or 3 on deck that I'm going to be doing really soon. When screenshots go wrong. The satin feels so wrong on them, but I love the knives, but they need to be stone washed. I was thinking about doing that to this. I really, the Kershaw Iridium. God, my brain just shut off for a second. You watch that? It was like, Iridium. The Iridium is a nice knife, but it's just, boom, fingerprint magnet. You barely touch it, and it's just fingerprints all over it. I'm not a fan. I don't like that. My favorite, so the other Kershaw I have is the Heist. So the Heist, look at that finish. This is my favorite kind of finish. A nice little stone wash. It's subtle. It doesn't show fingerprints. It doesn't have any marks or whatever. It just looks good. Same thing with like this one right here. This 154 CM on this Kaiser Towser K. It's just great. I mean, I've used it. You can see a couple of lines right there. Those are probably just kind of like tape marks or something. But the blades stay nice and clean looking. I actually really like this one too off my damn designs. Just this nice matte stone finish or stone washed acid etch. I think it's cool. I plan to do more for sure. Heist Gang. The Heist is a good knife. I have the black PVD Iridium. I saw they got some better colors. I got that one right when it came out, so that was basically the only option at the time. So if I acid etch the whole thing, when I sharpen it, will the edge be silver? Yes. Yes. So when you etch it, it will make the blade... Wait, where is that one? It will. I thought I had one that I could show you, but I don't. But yeah, you basically have to resharpen the edge because the edge will get etched. But then when you're removing the etch, and so you don't remove a ton. You believe it or not, it's a thin coat. But when you just get in there to sharpen the edge, I'm trying to think if I have like a black knife, it's going to end up looking like this. This is not acid etched, but imagine after it was etched, it would be all black, and then you go to sharpen it, and then the edge will do that. So you'll end up getting it back to a nice silver edge. What's up, Meme Boss? Flat as a cue ball. Yeah, the etch is just right on the surface. That Deca. This Deca, what do you know about this Deca? This is a gorgeous deck, I tell you what. That scale, those scales are sick. He was saying that the only thing that's original on this Deca is the liner or something like that. Is that right? Everything else has been switched. Acid washed and sharpened. Oh, there you go. So yeah, he acid etched this blade and then resharpened it. Sorry, it's not in focus. So you can see it just got that nice finish back. Super clean. Very, 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 very cool. Yeah, this thing is sick. I need to get a Deca. How much are these scales, though? Oh, they're gorgeous. These are the nicest looking scales. Show me your strongest switchblade. Did you just get here? Strongest switchblade? Okay, that may be not my strongest switchblade. I don't have very many, so I just show them all. The first one was the Italian Inox stiletto from Blade HQ. This is the Boker USB little D2. Fun little snappy one. And then I do have my Boker Kalashnikov. The scales cost more than the knife. Yeah, I assume that they did. The liners have no mods. Everything else is aftermarket or modded. So it's completely, almost totally different knife. What were the scales? A couple $100? They're gorgeous. The titanium scales with that ridge pattern on there, that's hypnotic. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. I love that Kalashnikov with the skull on it. There's a Kalashnikov with a skull on it? I know there's one, the Wiener Warrior, with a wiener on it. Can I see the karambit on top? This is my Demon Slayer. Not an expensive knife. Found this at Shields when Justin came up and we went running around at Shields. This is just my zombie apocalypse beast. Look at those gems right there. Thumb sits in there real nice. I have a couple. Here's a nicer karambit. This thing will cut. Double-edged. You've got the serrate on that one side. Just a gnarly beast of a karambit. 140, I think, original goat. They do aluminum for better. Yeah, but I mean, and the aluminum is fine. But if they do also offer a titanium version, I mean, for the win. Thank you for subscribing. The insanity continues. What's up, X Knife of 810? Joey has a few AKC Leverlettos by Bill. Excellent stilettos. I'll have to look those up. I will look those up. Yeah, I don't think I've seen the Kalashnikov with the skull on it. I'm going to have to look that up too. Have you ever got cut by accident? Yes, just the other day. When I was doing an unboxing, it's already gone. You can't even see it anymore. But there's a little spot right there. I did an unboxing. Titanium Justin sent me a couple knives. I bought this one from him. This is the Damn Designs Oni. Super cool knife. So I did the unboxing for that. And then he threw in a little freebie. Was this Rough Rider lockback. And so on the unboxing, I don't know what it was. I kind of went like this and opened it and kind of went like that. And just barely poked myself right there. And then I was like, sad to hold it for a minute or two while I was... And then I actually had to pause the video and go get a paper towel. It wasn't bleeding a lot, but it was just enough that I was like, all right on the video. Kalashnikov. The Kalashnikov by Blade HQ. I'll go check that out. That sounds fun. But yeah, this is just a nice little fun lockback. I'm a knife lover collector, so I'm interested in all of them. You can take the scales off of this one. So I might take those off and make some new ones for it or something fun like that. I will not. Cheapest and most expensive. Remove. I have other stuff we don't talk about on this channel. Yeah, me too. Me too. Basically just like mine, but a half skull on each side of the blade. Very cool. Okay, cheapest and most expensive. Well, I know for a fact this is the cheapest. This was sent to me by Fookdoozle. I didn't pay for it, so technically that's cheap. But Fookdoozle bought 20 of these at like $2 a piece. It must have been a going out of business something, because this is all knocked down nice. It's all soft. It's all smooth. The design is worth more than $2 alone. Just that blade with that pattern on it should be $2. You know, like it doesn't make sense. So that would be technically my cheapest knife. Cheapest knife that I personally purchased is probably going to be $10 or something like that, like this Ruko. I also got this one at Shields. This was just a little fun 410, or is this 420 stainless? The Ruko. But look at the action on this. Well, yeah, look at that action. Flipper tab goes out nice. God, I guess I'm getting a double clutch. Flicks out fine. Drops easy. Thumbs out. $10 for this Ruko. Not saying it's high quality, but you're saying cheap. I do have a couple of the Ozark Trail Grails. Those are $10. Pretty amazing for $10. You get this D2 axis lock that works like this. Boom. Hollow grind on there. Heat treat may not be the best, but for $10, come on. What's up, Stacy? Hi there, Katie K and everyone. Cooking can't chat. Well, at least tell us what you're cooking. At least give us that. The Saber Grind. No doubt. I bought a brand new Tac Force for $1.25. Sometimes this one was $4. The Parrot. The ceramic Parrot knife. I mean, you see that? This is $4 and it's ceramic and it looks like a parrot. And it cuts paper like this. I mean, what? What? It's $4. I mean, it's absolute silly. There isn't even metal on here. I mean, maybe there's metal in the pivot. Probably not. Silly. Flabbergasted. I said this in another one of your broadcasts, but I don't think you can beat the Ontario Rat for the money. And I think I got the Ontario Rat out right after you said that. They actually have some more premium versions of this, which is it's a good knife. Pasta with tomato sauce. Ontario Rat Model 1 right here. OS 8. You know, not the greatest. It's a beast of a knife, too. I mean, this knife is large. I have big hands. You got a choke up spot, even back here. Plenty of handle sticking off the end. Nice and long. It works. It's a good one to have in your collection. Definitely. Just like having one of these in your collection. I don't like Open-Os, but I've got one in my collection. What do I recommend for a sharpener? That depends. If you only have a couple knives, you use them all the time, you don't sharpen very often, and you really work your knife and it gets super dull, then you're going to need to do some more work. So you might want to get like something nice, like big TS Prof or something that has some guides and some rails and some angles to give you exactly what you want. But if you're like me, I have a lot of knives. Searching, there it is. Lots of knives. I'm getting new knives all the time. I maybe cut 5 to 10 things a day with it, but I might not carry that knife again for a couple of weeks. So what I do, more often than not, I have the little Work Sharp field guide or field sharpener. It has 200 grit on one side, 600 on the other. You have a ceramic rod that's even higher than that, and then a strap on the end. So then what you do is you take one that you know that needs a little bit of work. I'm not going to get in here. All these are pretty much solid right now. Where are my knives? I have a couple I'm working on for a project or whatever, but so, okay. So I make 10, 20 cuts a day. It doesn't get very dull. This knife is probably sharp already. But with me, because I don't use them, I don't get them very dull, I don't need to do a whole lot of work. So I can take this work sharp here. It does have angle guides, so you can go, oh, just follow that angle. If you're good, you can kind of hold an angle so it's not as big of a deal. But you can basically get on here, make a few passes on each side, right? Not the 200 side. You don't need to get that rough with it. The 600 side. Then a couple of times on that ceramic rod, right? And then get on this strap, just in case you got a little burr on there. A couple back strokes. And then you should be, I mean, this is already sharp. But you know what I mean? Oh, what was that note I just cut? Okay, yeah. But for me, because I'm using my knives not a ton, I'm using them every day, but just a few cuts, and I'm always using different knives. If you are pretty consistent and you don't put a lot of work into the knife, and then you just give it a little touch-up, you can touch it up really quick. Now, if you use that same knife every day for weeks, you're going to bring it down more. It's going to take more time. So then something smaller like this might be a little bit more work than a bigger system. Sharp ball makes great diamond plates too. Yeah, use a snap-on sharpener that has guides. Yeah, a lot of those guides, the TS Prof, the Work Sharp, a lot of those where it has the rods, and you basically are locking your knife in like this, and then the rods go down, and you can kind of do that, and it holds that angle perfectly. Those work great, but you got to get it out. You have to set it up. It takes up some space. But if you have something that you really need to reprofile or really clean up the edge, it's going to be a lot easier in the long run for you to use that. But as I was saying, for me, because I use my knives a smaller amount, I sharpen more regularly, I touch up more regularly, you don't really need to do a lot of work for that little touch up. What was that note I just cut? We've all been there, right? Like, I'm writing notes on this paper, now I'm cutting it into 6 pieces. Like, damn, now I have a puzzle I got to put together later. Anodize, then tumble, sliced in half. Man, that guy can read from far away and backwards. Pretty smart. Pretty smart guy right there. So it's 6 o'clock. I've been on for 1 hour and 48 minutes already. That is crazy. I really appreciate the community. Just of the fact that I can get on here and just chat with everyone for a couple hours and not even realize a couple hours have gone by. Having a good time. Having a blast. Getting some more subs. Meeting some new people on the verticals. You know, we really haven't had trolls today. Have been at a minimum. Impressive. Sometimes we get some trolls up in the verticals that are just trying to say some stupid, ignorant stuff that's just pointless. It gets nobody nowhere. What's up, Dave? Hey, we'll see you tomorrow, bud. Gonna be a blast. We're gonna set up a real fun layout tomorrow for sure. What about like oil and stuff? You need to lube it up or anything? I use oil. What I have, there's this juice, this white juice crap that you can get that you can use to clean your blades. Generally, all I have right now is this KPL. Get some KPL oil. It's got a nice application, thin little tip that you can then get in there. So if you want to oil up the pivot or whatever you need to do, put a little on there. It works great. There was that one guy. You know that guy. Ken Fixed. Everybody give love to some Ken Fixed, that guy. Donation Station. Yeah. Kathleen, just a couple, but nothing. Today has been very mild. I'm impressed. The trolls are busy tonight. Joey uses mineral oil. Does KY work for sure? I don't know, bud. uh, what is the silliest knife? How many knives do I own, Edward? It's about 300. I don't know for sure, but we're looking at about 300 and climbing. The work sharp field sharpener needs no oil. So what is the silliest knife? Maybe? I mean, this one's pretty silly. I reuse my Daiwa reel oiler for fishing. Nice. What I like is when you use your knife on food, it's not toxic. True. So if you use mineral oil and you're going to be cutting some food, you don't have to worry about eating some oil that's bad. Definitely a cheesy knife. Where's that crazy thing Tommy lent to me? I don't know how silly this is, though. Is this silly? Oh, okay. Silly for different reason. Silly for different reason. My newest silly knife. Oh, I love it. Dave, you see this one yet? Or you were on the live last night. What's that? Yeah, Tommy gave me that huge doll strong. Well, you can give it to me. It's on loan. I need to cut some stuff with it, but I haven't been able to figure out what to cut with it. Dude, isn't this thing ridiculous? The folding kukri. This is a cold steel. Boom. What is the sharpest? What is my sharpest ceramic? I only have one ceramic knife. I literally have one ceramic knife. So it's this one, the Parrot. It is the sharpest ceramic knife that I have. It cuts. It's silly. Mystery box knives. You ever heard of it? No. It's a Boker with cold steel energy. Looks like a cold steel Raja. It is a cold steel. I think it's called the Magnum. Yeah, Boker Magnum Kukri. Silly knife. Titanium Justin found it, sent me a message with it because he knew that I would want it, and he was right. He was right. I ordered it. Blade HQ. I am excited about it. It's just ridiculous. When I pick up a knife like that, it just makes me smile. It makes me laugh. It makes me go like, okay, I'm in the right place. The ultralight Momo. If it's still, yeah, the ultralight Momo. Anybody know about the ultralight Momo? The skeletonized Momo? Like, what Momo is that? Well, apparently you can take the scales off the Momo and there's still screws on both sides holding everything together. So I didn't take off the pivot. I just took the scales off because we're doing a customize. Dave gave me this knife. What a cool knife. And it should, well, it would look like this. But the scales are not on it right now. So we have a fully skeletonized naked Momo for customization. I got to still work on the design and get it finished. So it's going to be a little bit, I wasn't quite happy with the way it looked, so I got to redraw it up. Kind of happens all the time. Just ask Stacy, she knows. Good Lord. And I love the mini Momo. I'm going to be making new scales for this one. The Christmas version. This is the limited S35 VN blade and the titanium bolster with the gold accents, and then obviously the Christmas look. It's G10 and it's textured, so it's rough on the pocket. And so I'd like to have some scales that aren't so rough. I can carry it more regularly. And then actually have it not look so Christmassy. And then I can put the Christmas ones back on for the holidays. Mystery knife box. They send you a box with different knives in it. You can kind of choose what knives you like. And then unpacking is fun. And the knives are super quality. I could check that out. Sometimes it's rough because you only got so much you can spend, and then you get like 3 knives in a mystery box. And what if you don't like any of them? Then you got to figure out if you're going to sell them or what you're going to do. But I do kind of like the idea. Do I have any knives that are illegal in public? I guess it depends on where you are. I mean, if I was in Europe and places, most of these are not legal. Minnesota, the laws are pretty chill here. I know there are some things with like autos I don't think you can carry. So like in public, I don't know if I would be allowed to carry this, but maybe I can because it's small. But anything that's kind of on that edge, I don't really carry anyway. I'm always carrying a nice blade, maybe a fixed blade, a couple of folders, and maybe a smaller little like case folder or something just to round it out. In Ohio, it's legal to carry and conceal. It's weird because like in California, you can't have like certain autos and certain sizes, but you can walk down the street carrying a sword. Speaking of which, totally forgot about this. This is on loan from Ken Fixed. This ain't just a cheapo punched out blade. This has got a little bit of quality to it. Nice feel. Nice look. Nice thickness. Nice edge. Cool looking. Even all closed up. That wood smells nice. Smells nice. Mike, yeah, the only stiletto I have is this one. Boom. But it's Italian. That's legit. Cody, you got your mini Momo yesterday. I sold you on it. Which one did you get? Mini Momos are great. Boom. It's a fantastic knife. I mean, I have a large hand. I can grab this. It's still hanging out the bottom. It's a full-size user, even for the mini. I mean, the reason it's a mini, though, is obvious when you grab the full size, because the full size is just a pig. Absolute beast. But the smaller one is definitely a manageable size. It's nice. It feels good in the hand. Works great. Kansas is the wildest anything goes but weed. Isn't that weird? Anything goes, but then they don't have the marijuana legal. That's pretty much getting legal almost everywhere at this point now, right? I don't really follow laws too much because, you know, it's tough. A lot of people will ask me, they're like, oh, is that legal where I'm at? It's like, I don't know. You know, I kind of know. I feel like I cut myself, but I didn't. Feels kind of weird. I must have caught the edge of the rough edge of the jumps. So it's tough when there's so many different laws and so many different places to keep up. It'd be cool to do a 4th of July theme on a knife. Fireworks and not. That would be cool. Firework laser mark would be kind of neat. And then if I did it on like a titanium, you could anodize it and then have the colors, some of the colors streak out through it or something. Might be a fun idea. I have a stiletto that's a pearl resin handle, flips nicely. Sounds great. And you can go buy mushroom chocolates at the store. The world we live in today, right? So different. It changes, you know, which it kind of needs to, you know, really. Like sometimes some of these things and laws and stuff are just kind of stupid, especially some of these knife laws. It's like, why are we wasting our time with that? We've talked about it before, you know, like, well, an auto is illegal. So like this knife that I have to find the button and then push it and it opens up at that speed. You know, it's in my pocket, out, boom. Or this one's in my pocket, out. I don't know, that thumb stud seems faster than an auto. So if I can open a normal knife just as fast as an auto, you know, I got this one here, just in your pocket, take it out, bam, it's open, it's closed. Why? It just doesn't make sense. Because if I can open those just as fast, if not faster, than an auto, then what is making the auto illegal? You know, you got a nice knife that just flicks out real easy. You've got it open just as quickly as any auto is. So those laws just don't really make sense to me sometimes. It's only legal if you get caught, or illegal. American kid had police at his school in Europe because he brought a pocket knife to cut his apple for lunch. You see, the world changes. That used to be a thing. You just could do that. You know, I'm eating my apple. What's the thing? There used to be, you could have your gun mounted up on a rack in the back window of your truck and drive to school because you're going hunting after school, and that would have been totally fine. And that's the thing is I feel like what has changed is more of the way people train and raise human beings versus, you know, because if back in the day we used to have all these things we run around, squirt guns, shooting each other and stuff, but we never wanted to do anything illegal or bad because we were raised right. And now it's like, oh, well, you shouldn't even have that. It's like, well, that's not the case. The actual item isn't doing the thing. It's the ignorant, non-educated person that doesn't realize the value of life and does stupid things. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, everyone would have a knife or something in their car, and it wasn't an issue. It was a complete non-issue because people were respectable and responsible. These days, a lot of kids are not raised with respect. Or, you know, taught to learn how to be respectful. You know, they don't respect their mom. They yell at their mom. They swear at their mom. They don't respect the one person in life that's raising them. Why would they respect anyone else? And they don't learn how life is and how to be a good person. And then they do stupid things. And then stupid people blame the fact that he had the weapon. It's like that's completely incorrect in my mind. It's the person wasn't educated and raised to be taught the values. You know, and you see some of these kids, they shouldn't be having the things they have, but their parents straight up gave it to them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, my parents wouldn't let me have me stuff, and I couldn't have a knife until I was in like Cub Scouts, and then I had to get my totem chip card and learn the responsibility of it before I was able to earn the right to have it. And then we had that card in Boy Scouts, and like if you did something that wasn't correct or like unsafe with your knife, you get a corner cut off your card, and then you can end up not being able to carry your knife. You know, and it was like we were taught how to do things without being dangerous, without being in someone's way to cut them, and how to be respectful. And today's world is not that. I can say, oh, I don't want to be taught. And so now I have to respect that person. Oh, well, you don't want to be taught. Well, then we won't teach you. We'll just let you do this. You know, it's like, no. You gotta rule with a strong fist. Teach those kids right. Where do we go? How do we get here? Knives. I love knives. Here are my knives. Check out my sweet knives. My lights are dying. I need to recharge these lights. They're going out. In Washington, you can't even carry a bad attitude, right? Yeah, I was seeing that in California, you can carry a sword too. You can just walk down the street with a sword on your back. I don't think you can have it concealed, but you could carry it out in the open, which doesn't make sense. But then you can't have an auto opener in your pocket. Yeah. Here we are. I love pocket opener. Only thing faster is a fixed blade. Right? Exactly. Like I could take this and just drop it right there, and I'm good to go. It's just sitting there on my hip, not sticking out, instantly out, ready to use. This is the longest I've ever been engaged in a stream. Well, I'm glad you're having fun. I mean, thank you. I guess I appreciate that. I've been engaging enough to keep you entertained. We're having a good time. It's Friday. About to go make some dinner, crack a cold one, have a nice weekend. I hope everyone else is going to do the same. Getting together with some buddies tomorrow. We're just going to have a blast. It's going to be great. I'll be live streaming it more than likely. So around noon Central Standard Time, noon, 1 o'clock tomorrow, Saturday, Central Standard Time, wherever that is compared to where your time is. I'll probably be live having some fun in a warehouse, running around, acting like maniacs. Should be great. So thank you all for joining in. Have a great weekend. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.